Think the Great Gordon Ramsay show actually works?
We are not in 1985, Pete.
We're not gonna make it.
In this update, we dig into the fate of your favorite kitchen nightmare spots.
It's always first mate.
Who survived the storm? Who couldn't handle the heat?
Who knows?
Let's get to the truth. Fast, sharp, real. Number 1. Let's kick things off with Pantaleones.
I am disagreeing with you. We are not in 1985, Pete.
Chef Ramsay traveled to Denver, Colorado, a pizzeria so nostalgic, stuck in the past, it operates like Mussolini's still in charge, zero freedom.
When it comes to Pete and Paulette, they butt heads a lot on how things should be run. She wants changes, and Pete wants things his way.
Pete is actually still living off a review from the 1980s that claims he's serving the best pizza in town. Spoiler alert, it wasn't.
The dough is so thick. Why? I mean, it's just like a loaf of bread. It's like a baguette in there.
That's our thin crusts.
That's the thin crust.
Chef Ramsay steps in, and suddenly, Pete's top-of-the-town pizza starts tasting more like stale bread and shattered dreams. But thanks to his menu changes and recommendations,
Chef Ramsay has reduced the menu and the portion sizes.
Look at that Caesar, how cool.
Oh, it's just an easy.
and future-forward renovations.
We tore down that dated paneling, which was hideous. We added fresh coats of paint, black and white, to give that really nice contemporary vibe.
Oh my lord.
Now, in 2025, Pantaleones is still running with an impressive 4.7-star rating. Lesson? We need to adapt and consistently renovate ourselves according to the changing times.
Chef Ramsay is a remarkable man. I am grateful and thankful to him for coming here and opening my eyes. Take care. I love you, you old Brit.
With that, let's move on to number 2, Old Neighborhood. Here, the only thing older and more disgusting than the food was the restaurant's outdated attitude. A family-run joint in Arvada, Colorado, owned by Alexa and Randy, who were holding on by a string. Chef Ramsay was rattled by how dirty they were. Yelp reviews were mixed after the filming of the episode. There were negative reviews mostly criticizing the service and some poorly cooked dishes, which means they didn't much improve since this. By 2016, Old Neighborhood shuttered its doors. At the time that the Old Neighborhood closed, it had an overall 3-star rating on 64 Yelp reviews. The building wasn't left empty for long, as a new establishment called The Butchery took over the space. It offers steaks, chops, and seafood, and seems to be doing okay with a 4.5-star rating on Google.
Chef Ramsay is in for one of the most difficult kitchen nightmares ever,
Smell that.
as he discovers an appalling state of affairs.
That is disgusting.
Cadiallo, Season 7, Episode 4. Queens, New York, a Greek spot where love and kitchen strife are cooking up a storm. Manny and Christine, a husband and wife duo, had more problems than a cracked tzatziki bowl.
Who's in charge?
She's in charge. And I don't like that.
I do everything, but he's the boss. He doesn't care.
That's not true.
To me, and you point, your finger, and you do all this stuff in front of my customers. He comes in front and he will, ooh. He gives, instructions.
Chef Ramsay didn't just fix the food, he went all in on their personal lives too, attempting to mend their shattered relationship. Spoiler, not even Chef Ramsay could fix everything.
This, for me, let me tell you, it's been one of the most difficult kitchen nightmares ever. Not only was I watching a restaurant in shambles, but a marriage as well.
Despite his best attempts, Cadiallo didn't survive. After the filming of the episode, Yelp reviews were mixed, with some customers loving the new food and some customers wanting to bring back the old menu. Cadiallo closed in April 2014, days after the episode aired. The closure was supposed to be temporary whilst they made renovations, but they never reopened. Kalamaki NYC, a Greek restaurant, opened in July 2014. Yelp reviews look good, and it appears regulars from Cadiallo have become customers here too. Manja Manja, Season 7, Episodes 5 and 6.
And while there are numerous problems with the food,
I have never seen anything as bad as this.
the biggest problem is that Julie
I think our food's good.
Oh, come on.
is in complete denial.
Manja Manja was a riddle wrapped in marinara sauce, located in Woodland Park, Colorado. Julie, the owner, had a menu that was as confused as her head chef, Trevor, who mostly served pre-cooked and microwave food. He was not punctual and regular at work, often turning up intoxicated. Chef Ramsay tried to shake up the place, clearing the fog of indecision, and finally, we were supposed to see a renaissance of Italian comfort food. A Family Day relaunch was successful, though the bold changes only gave a temporary boost to the restaurant, which closed in November 2014. Some of the restaurant's final Yelp reviews called out the poor quality of the food and service. The old restaurant location is now home to a Jimmy John's serving up sandwiches out of the same drive-thru window Chef Ramsay wanted to close. It appears that former head chef Trevor is doing better these days, commenting on a Kitchen Nightmares Facebook video that called him a violent chef in 2019. "I'm 28 now, with 5.5 years clean. Slaying it." He appears to be living and working in Colorado Springs. Former Manja Manja owner Julie Watson has moved into real estate now. She's listed as an agent for Your Neighborhood Reality in Woodland Park on LinkedIn and Zillow. Now, let's talk about Zayna Flaming Grill. Zayna Flaming Grill had all the promise of a Mediterranean miracle, if only the owners, a pair of stubborn women, weren't hell-bent on keeping their place in the past. Chef Ramsay arrived, tried to spark a fire, but the flames refused to catch. Turns out, Zayna's sizzling potential just didn't last. After Gordon's visit, Faye went back to her old ways and was controlling and overbearing. Unable to deal with the behavior, Vanessa and Amal the waitress left the restaurant. Brenda, however, was still asserting some level of leadership in the restaurant. Yelp reviews were mostly very positive. Negative reviews seemed to complain of poor service or the occasional bad menu item. Zayna Flaming Grill closed in 2023. After the show, Zayna Flaming Grill was bought by Ray Eunice. He took over the restaurant as of September 2015. Reviews were mostly excellent since he has owned the restaurant. And now, time to dish out the details on Bella Luna. Located in Easton, Pennsylvania, it could have been a shining star in the Italian food scene, but
The food is hideous,
That's like baby vomit.
and the standards are repulsive.
Oh, you dirty bastards.
Rosaria, the proud mama bear, wanted her son Gianfranco to live out his chef dreams. Too bad that chef had all the skills of a toddler with a knife.
Stop. I try not to have anything frozen on the menu. Did you just say that?
Yes, you did say that.
Right,
but
so they're frozen.
then him as a chef, he should tell me, take them off the menu.
Him as a chef?
Yes.
I did
take
tell
them
you.
off the menu.
It's still on because there's a constant circle of miscommunication. Who wants it off, who wants it on, and it still stays on by the end of the week.
Chef Ramsay didn't just fix the kitchen, he tried fixing a mother-son relationship that was more dysfunctional than a burnt lasagna. In the months that followed, Bella Luna's business increased significantly. They had issues with their landlord and had to close. They were looking for a new location to reopen soon. Bella Luna Ristorante closed in November 2013, 3.5 months after filming. Yelp reviews were positive after filming, with compliments to the new dishes on the menu. Rosaria says they did not fail, but had a dispute with the landlord. Business was up threefold after filming. The daughter of the landlord, however, refutes this claim. She claims that they had not paid the rent in months. After the closure, it emerged that they had been selling alcohol with an expired license. Tony's Pizza and Restaurant is now in the space, and reviews are excellent. Moving on to the Runaway Girl.
It was set up 2 years ago by former recruitment consultant Justin Roundtree to offer Sheffield a taste of Spanish tapas.
Justin and Richie had big plans for the place, but their execution was as mismatched as a neon sign in a Michelin star restaurant.
I can't believe you know that. Your business is f***ed. And you revert to stupid, pretentious comment cards to pump smoke back up your ass first thing this morning to say food's good, atmosphere's good, music's good. When are you going to stop massaging yourself and f***ing get real?
Chef Ramsay stepped in, suggested a slick revamp, and tried to make it all come together.
Nice, vibrant. No more seedy nightclub, yeah? Look at the space. Look how much brightness there is in the dining room.
Since Gordon left, the restaurant was a success, picking up a number of local awards. Justin sold the restaurant to new owners in April 2017, so Runaway Girl was more like Gone Girl. The restaurant has changed hands a further 2 times since he sold it. There were unexpected closures and one owner failing to pay staff. The latest change of ownership took place in October 2019. Now, if you're looking for a deep dive into any of these restaurants, make sure to let me know in the comments. Up next, The Dovecote Season 6, Episode 6.
In 21 years of f***ing cooking, I've never, ever refused to taste a dish. And when the lamb shank arrived on the table, I got told that it has a shelf life of 12 months, doesn't need refrigerating, and Dad didn't cook it.
In the rural town of Devon, this family-run bistro was more of a sinking ship than a quaint English eatery. The family had no clue how to keep things afloat, and Ramsay was doing all he could to save them from themselves. The kitchen was a mess, and the food was even worse.
It looks like someone's dropped a lemon tart on my plate.
Gives it colour.
TripAdvisor reviews were mostly positive after the episode was filmed, but it closed down in October 2015 as the business was sold. Ruby Tate's, Season 5, Episode 1.
Don't call me a liar, Gordon. You fucking don't call me a liar, man. Because you do that, you're out the fucking door with the camera crew, and I'm telling you that.
Kick me out the door.
Don't call me a liar, because I don't fucking lie.
Kick me out the fucking door.
In the seaside city of Brighton, ex-actor Alan Love opened Ruby Tate's, an oyster bar and seafood restaurant. Food was horrible, and it was unfairly priced.
The platter Fruit de Mer was f***ing hideous. How the f*** can I sit in the restaurant, beach 100 metres in front of me, and eat a farmed sea bass from Greece that should be in a f***ing Chinese restaurant in the middle of Soho? Yeah.
The twist?
I have a bit of an aversion to fish, yeah.
Alan despised fish and had never tasted his own menu. They were losing 1,500 pounds a week, but the owner, delusional as ever.
He ain't God. He's Gordon Ramsay, a successful businessman. Screw him.
Despite initial improvements, like renaming it to Love's, introducing the new menu with sustainable fish, and customers having the choice on how it is prepared, the restaurant struggled to maintain consistency. Closed in January 2009. It closed due to the credit crunch, leading to a lack of bookings. In its place now is Pavel, an Indian restaurant, and Yelp reviews are very positive. Piccolo Teatro Season 5, Episode 2.
I've seen some bad kitchens in my time, but not quite as disorganised and chaotic as this. I think you're a fake.
I'm just gonna leave.
Paris, the city of light, and the city where Rachel, the owner, tried to shove vegetarianism down the throats of the meat-loving French. Spoiler alert, the French weren't having it. Her best friend Stephanie was her only waitress, and there are only 2 chefs, one of them being absolutely cuckoo.
Let's start again. Continue with that.
We can't, and I can't take him back now after that, because that's just totally unexpected. It's completely disrespectful to me.
Ramsay, ever the realist, helped tighten up their limp menu, but not before they clashed over their stubborn vision. He tried to train Stephanie for their evening service, but she seemed uncommitted.
No, I'm not asking you to lay down a red carpet or kiss my ass. I want a commitment. And I don't feel that. That's all.
When Gordon had words with Stephanie, she walked out and Rachel was the only one left. Gordon left the restaurant as well as he is frustrated.
I'm really committed to Rachel, but I'm not. I just refuse to be harassed and insulted.
Insulted?
Yes.
Incredible. Harassed and insulted. Me. Take a good look at yourself.
Piccolo Teatro closed in April 2007. 6 weeks later, Gordon returned to find the restaurant was filled with flies and mice. Rachel had disappeared and could not be contacted. According to the Sun newspaper, she went on to become a 200 pounds a night hooker in France. The Priory, Season 5, Episode 5.
Shit at its best. It serves the most disgusting food I've ever come across.
What's in here? That's broccoli soup.
Looks like vomit.
In Sussex, the Priory tried to convince customers that 5,000 pounds worth of losses every week could somehow be solved by recycled meat and watered-down sauces. Spoiler alert, it didn't. Enter Scott, the IT guy turned carvery king, whose restaurant was more about quantity than quality. Ramsay got in, cleaned the kitchen, and even gave the menu a facelift. But the Priory closed in 2008 because, remember this?
With one of the worst kitchen brigades I've encountered.
Hello, Muppets!
And one of the most naive owners I've met.
You have got to get real. I'm so annoyed.
Yeah, they reverted to their old ways. It became La Capilla, a Spanish tapas restaurant. La Capilla closed in 2010, and the building was put up for sale in 2012. The building remained up for sale until it was sold for £350,000 in 2017. Planning permission to turn the Priory into apartments was submitted and rejected in 2017. The Fish and Anchor, Season 5, Episode 6.
Strange, the reviews are good. So good that there's something fishy going on here. There's 3 reviews, all written by a guy called Mike. He's been to Rick Stein's, he's been to Gordon Ramsay's. It's all a little bit too familiar.
Mike, a former boxer, thought he could knock out the competition with a pub restaurant, but unfortunately, it was a knockout of a different kind, namely his business. And he was writing his own good reviews.
Professional cooking is a much, much, much tougher job than people like Mike think so.
You can't just go and nick recipes from cookbooks and, hey, presto, I'm a chef, and then write your own
reviews. He's a sitting disaster.
With his wife Karen running the front and the kitchen in complete disarray, the fish and anchor was sinking faster than a fish out of water.
You can't run around like Shrek in a frock and then expect us to pick up the pieces. You've got to have some form of control, Karen. You're more concerned about you as opposed to committed to the business.
I am
right
not!
Despite Ramsey's attempts to breathe life into the place, the fish and anchor closed in 2008. It was listed for sale at £295,000. It was sold in 2009. Previous customers say that things had started slipping again, the reputation didn't fully recover. It appears that the fish and anchor reopened, but under new ownership. Curry Lounge, Season 5, Episode 7.
Fresh Awards, Best Indian Restaurant. Wow. Hold on a minute. Runner-up in 2007. Bullshitting f***.
It was in Nottingham and had the right idea. Update the place, revamp the menu, and serve up some seriously spicy Indian cuisine. The problem? They had the money, but not the skills. Raz, the ex-sales director, put £500,000 into a facelift only to serve up dishes that didn't exactly spice things up with customers.
Christ almighty. That looks like a large pair of knickers. What is that?
It's basically a non-stand.
Great, isn't it? When you sat with your girlfriend, you don't want to talk to her. Say, sweetheart.
Hello?
Oh, no, not you. Yeah.
Ramsey gives the place a much-needed makeover.
Turned down the nightclub lights, turned off the Bollywood bling, and now the kitchen is controlling the menu, not the customers.
So a month later, Gordon revisits the restaurant and they are making a profit. The restaurant is so busy that he can't even get a table and has to have a tiffin. The restaurant received a special commendation during the British Curry Awards 2009. TripAdvisor reviews were mostly good after Gordon's visit. Raz sold the restaurant in 2015. In 2017, Raz admitted to tax fraud by failing to pay £45,000 VAT. He also falsely claimed £20,000 of tax repayments from the restaurant. The Curry Lounge closed in 2018. It was sold and reopened as Tandoor Restaurant and Bar with a new owner. Moving on to the restaurant that shamelessly accused Chef Ramsey of planting a dead rodent at their entrance to deflect from their lack of hygiene practices.
You planted that mouse.
And you are suggesting that I brought it in?
Like, of course, a chef with 17 Michelin stars to his name would definitely put his reputation at stake because he must have a personal vendetta against you, but that's Blackberry's soul food restaurant in Plainfield, New Jersey. This soul food restaurant had no soul in it. The dishes were so disgusting that, yup, and worse, there was absolutely no space for an open dialogue. Everybody was walking around Shelley on eggshells because the woman refused to listen.
Can we have 30 seconds, please?
I think this is my office. Are you asking me for 30 seconds at my office?
Yes, I am.
Absolutely not.
I feel for Mama Mary. She had invested so much in her daughter, and at her age, she didn't deserve this much stress.
I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I have worked tremendously trying to support my child, and I don't understand. You know, I don't understand what's happening today. Honest to God, I don't.
Shelley took over the kitchen and started doing things her own way, despite Ramsey's clear feedback on the food.
I have the recipes. I'm the exec. Oh, my God!
Shelley thinks she knows what she's doing when she actually has no idea.
After the service, Chef Ramsey tried to talk to the staff to learn about their grievances. But this is how Madam Hitler responded.
In all honesty, you take somebody out of what they're supposed to be doing and make them do something else. And that's one thing you got to realize, and that happens more often than not.
I think that you talk too much and you know too much.
This is the attitude. That's what makes this so rough.
Shelley then walked away. Chef Ramsey eventually found her in the office, and she bluntly refused to talk to him.
Shelley, there's no point making yourself look any more stupid. Shelley, just 2 seconds. Not gonna argue.
Did she forget that Chef Ramsey was actually here to help her? Even Mama Mary tried to convince her to come out, but it was of no use. Back in the other room, Chef Ramsey thanked the rest of the staff and praised them for not giving up. Mama Mary promised that they wouldn't let Chef Ramsey's help go to waste. Chef Ramsey had no choice but to leave, and on his way out, he praised her and Mateen's talent and passion.
Mother Mary, what a sweetheart, and a phenomenal cook. Mateen, that guy has a bright future, and he is packed with passion. But the fate and the future of Blackberrys rests in the hands of Shelley. And unfortunately, restaurants do not succeed when they're run by a dictator.
Yep. For anyone wondering, Blackberrys closed 2 years after this episode aired. Shelley fell back to her methods and even changed the menu to what it was. Soon, customers started complaining about the food and how sick it made them feel.
Why did you say that?
This is not a joke. Your livelihood is on the line.
This is a testament to the famous old adage, pride has a fall. When asked about the closure, the proud owner of Blackberrys stated that they had reached a point where they could no longer see opportunities for expansion. The official statement read, "I want to say we just no longer saw room for growth. We were so stagnant. We were maintaining barely, but not able to generate the clientele we wanted." Withers explained. "I think we gave it 10 good years. We had a wonderful time and are looking on to bigger and better things." The staff at Blackberrys also revealed in a message that the restaurant was unable to cope with an economic downturn and faced difficulties due to inadequate parking, among other things.
I've known Shelly. We kind of grew up together, and she is a control freak. If she does not see it being implemented the same way that she would do it, she's going to jump in and she's going to take over.
That was always the recipe for disaster. The location in Plainfield has now been taken over by a bakery called Un Nuevo Rancho Bakery, which appears to have received mixed reviews, but has been thriving in the spot where Blackberrys once struggled. Wondering what the people of Blackberrys are doing now? Shelly Withers moved on from Blackberrys' closure to become kitchen manager at Aramark, the company behind many college cafeterias. She no longer runs her own restaurant, but stays active in the kitchen. On the side, she runs Absolutely Bling, creating custom rhinestone t-shirts. Mateen Booker, now an executive chef at OTG Management, previously worked at the Standard Hotels and Sunset Beach. He's been with OTG since 2016 and a chef to celebrities too, and has done well. Frankly, he was the only competent one in that kitchen, so it's no surprise he's thriving. Moving on to...
If you wanna try something fusion, I have a Sushi Pizza, which is Sushi Pizza. Japanese pizza.
It was season 3, episode 12. Gordon Ramsay steps into Sushi Co., a struggling sushi spot in Thousand Oaks, California. The place is run by Chef Akira and his wife Lisa, and let's just say the business isn't exactly rolling in success, unlike, you know, actual sushi rolls.
The brakes on, it's pretty devastating to him. It broke him. It's tough, yeah.
It's a full-on family affair, with their kids Hannah and Sammy also caught in the chaos. But instead of a warm, bustling restaurant, Chef Ramsay walks into a sad, sinking ship.
Over the past 4 years, Akira and I have grown apart. We work together and we live together, but we don't speak to each other. It just isn't worth it.
Akira is visibly crushed by the failure, and Lisa's frustration isn't helping. Meanwhile, their kids are watching their family and their finances spiral into debt.
We are losing like $15,000 to $20,000 a month. Credit card debt is hundreds of thousands.
After lending an ear to their woes, Chef Ramsay does what he does best, braces himself for the food. Akira confidently recommends a sushi pizza, but before Chef Ramsay can even react, the server Ashley subtly waves a red flag, warning him against it.
I would not recommend the sushi pizza to anybody. I think it's vile.
That should have been the moment to run, but being the fearless man that he is, Chef Ramsay goes ahead and orders it anyway, along with a bowl of miso soup, green tower, and salmon sashimi. He takes his first sip of the miso soup and immediately looks unimpressed.
Miso soup doesn't taste very fresh. It's not actually very hot either.
Yeah, it's lukewarm, stale, and salty, which is pretty much the opposite of what miso soup should be. Strike one. Then comes the sushi pizza, a Frankenstein creation that somehow was worse than it sounded, and certainly disappointed Chef Ramsay. Watch.
That is rancid. You were right. That is an insult to pizza, yeah, and Japanese food.
Strike two. Just when he thinks things can't get worse, he spots this.
Someone's grey hair.
Yep, a hair in the green tower. At this point, it's less of a meal and more of a hygiene violation on a plate.
I pulled out this disgusting hair. Yeah, I've definitely finished with that.
Sorry.
And the sashimi? Well, it turned out to be...
That's definitely frozen. It's very, very chewy.
My mistake. I was just informed. They are frozen.
They tasted frozen. Is that normal?
And the plot thickens. A quick look inside the kitchen reveals why.
Are they wearing hats back here?
You asking me?
Yeah.
Are you guys wearing hats for service?
No.
Nothing at all?
No.
Yep, no one's wearing hats. Hairnets? Never heard of them. Chef Ramsay's disgust is justified. When there's more hair in the food than seasoning, it's time to panic. The staff then casually mentioned that...
He's probably been sitting in there reducing overnight.
What do you mean reducing overnight? You keep stuff in the bain-marie overnight?
Correct.
Yeah, apparently they keep the soup in the warmer overnight and just reheat it when it's ordered. No wonder it was so salty. Everything is frozen and nothing was prepared fresh in that kitchen. Chef Ramsay's reaction? Not exactly a fan, of course.
You don't need me to come in here and tell you you look
stupid selling a sushi pizza that tastes like gunk.
This gets him visibly frustrated, because how on earth has this nonsense been allowed to go on for so long? Unsurprisingly, Sushi Co. closed in August 2009. Owner Lisa believes that the relaunch was too little too late and that the business had already failed. Yelp reviews prior to closure were average. In its place now is Unami Burger, a popular burger chain, and the Yelp reviews are good.